1977 Euros in Lentely, Lyon, France. Report by Drexler, Deutsche Minicar Club. This report is about the European Championship for remote-controlled car models, internationally known as RC cars, with internal combustion engines, which took place in Lentely, France, on the 13th and 14th of August 1977. The racers were still in full training mode even now in the evening. The facility, which belongs to the local club called RCCL, is beautifully laid out and so far away from the town that the engine noise can no longer disturb anyone. When it comes to engine noise, it is interesting to note how well the cars are soundproofed. I never found the noise unpleasant, even though there were always several vehicles on the track. The track was relatively bumpy on the straights, on the part of the track where you want to drive. That cost tires. As the German participant Rainer Dosch told me, up to half a centimeter in diameter per half hour of driving. Strangely enough, the tires wear was particularly bad during the training runs. It's amazing how hard the drivers chase their vehicles over the tarmac and how high the loads on these mini cars can be. Even after crashing at full speed, around 60 to 70 kilometers per hour, the journey usually continues without interruption. Nevertheless, these mini car races are also material battles, just like the real races. During such a championship, the participant takes a vehicle completely apart several times, whether to clean it, just to check it, or to replace worn parts. New gear wheels or ball bearings are needed and, of course, the tires again and again. Up to 7 drivers from each country could qualify for the Formula and Sport classes. Theoretically, 14 participants per country could take part in the championship. In practice, however, with a few exceptions, the participants take part in both classes and usually only change the bodywork from Formula to Sport. The model vehicles are on a scale of 1/8 and the bodywork must be modeled on the shape of the original bodywork. The engine must have an effective silencer, 80 decibels maximum measured from 10 meters. The tank capacity should not exceed 125 cubic centimeters. The race took place in 13 groups, mostly consisting of 6 drivers, each with 3 heats, or runs, as well as the semi-final and the final. Of the 10 best racers from the 3 heats, the first 4 automatically go through to the final, while only 2 of the remaining 6 racers, who have to qualify in the semi-final, go through to the final. The entire race with false starts and restarts is extremely exciting. It's just great to be able to watch 6 cars chasing each other around the track at an insane speed, without taking any care of their own equipment but respecting fairness, offering a race that is certainly on a par with the original race. You immediately notice how the spectators also join in. After each group run, the participants and many other interested parties, such as myself, rush to the scoreboard, eagerly awaiting the results of the race. The physical well-being was not neglected either. If you didn't want to miss a moment of the exciting race, you could eat quite well on the course. 2 stands offered sandwiches and various drinks at reasonable prices. The final result for the top 10 finishers in the Formula class was as follows. First Udo Franke, Switzerland. Second Meyers, Italy. Third Franco Sabatini, Italy. Fourth Ron Tun, Netherlands. Fifth Jean-Pierre Ruchat, Switzerland. 6th Dennis Tassorks, Belgium. 7th Keith Plested, England. 8th Dave Martin, England. 9th Albert Meyer, Netherlands. 10th Zand, Switzerland. The sports car race starts at 10:30 on the 14th of August. As I mentioned earlier, with a few exceptions, the drivers already familiar from the Formula car race will start with their cars, whose Formula bodywork they have replaced with sports car bodywork. This time there will be 14 groups of 6 cars on average. Before the start of the race, there is of course a lot of hustle and bustle. Everything is checked again. Every bolt and every nut is retightened. New tires are fitted here, a filter is quickly replaced there. A wheel nut flying off can throw the best participant out of the race. It smells of burnt rubber, from grinding the tires, and methanol, which is used for cleaning, among other things. There is also the smell of exhaust fumes. Over 70 drivers take part in the race for the European Sports Car Championship. The weather is as usual, lots of sunshine, lots of heat. When I think of the weather in Germany, well, never mind. The cars in the sports car class are 1 to 1.5 seconds faster per lap than the cars in the Formula class due to their more streamlined bodies. The drivers are surprisingly fair. They use legal means, driving technique, optimally adjusted engines and, of course, the necessary nerves of steel that, if everything else works, can make or break a race. The finale then adds an enormous amount of excitement to the action. Everyone drives like the devil. The final result of the 10 best drivers after the European Sports Car Championship final was as follows. First, Per Gustafsson, Sweden. Second, Fiocchi, Switzerland. Third, Zand, Switzerland. Fourth, Meyers, Italy. Fifth, Keith Plested, England. Sixth, Dennis Tassorks, Belgium. Seventh, Phil Booth, England. Eighth, Lemaitre, France. Ninth, Ted Longshaw, England. 10th, Phil Greeno, England. By the way, in contrast to the normal 3 preliminary heats, which last 5 minutes each, the semi-final is driven over 15 minutes and the final even over 30 minutes. That's obviously quite a strain on the driver and car. What was particularly interesting for me was how relatively unbiased and completely unafraid of outside interference the RC car drivers are going into the race. After all, they all still use AM transmitters and these are mainly 27 band. Thanks for watching the 1977 Euros in Lyon.